Well, can't quite believe it, but I've had 2 sets of bees stolen, one full hive and another hive where they've been and shaken all of the bees out and left the hive there. I had a call from a fellow beekeeper friend of mine who we work with. Part of the process, whenever he goes to a certain apiary, he'll have a look at my bees, and whenever I'm going there, I'll have a look at his, just to help each other out. Cuts down the amount of time that we need to spend working on the bees. And unfortunately, he gave me a ring and said that someone has taken some of my bees. There were 2 hives left. I'd taken the others up to the heather, but I left these 2 behind. And yeah, basically he got there was only 1 box and that was empty. I'm going to go now and have a look to see, because the hives were branded. So one of the beauties of branding hives is it's not going to stop someone stealing it, but if you can go and find it, then at least you can prove it's yours. Lowest of the low, hey? So let's go and have a look and see what we can find. Well, here we are. Found it. In the middle of a field. What on earth have they done with this? That's the back. It's obviously off the floor there. It's slipped. Not sure what's down there, so I need to get the strap on this now. Block up the entrance, get the strap on and take it home. But look, this is why you stamp your hives, so you know that it's yours. Let's get it in the car. Right, some sponge for the entrance, my hive tool and some tape and some straps. And in the back there is the other one that they've shaken the bees out of. So sorry Ian and everybody at Carpenters, we've lost those bees, but we will replace them. Never have enough straps. Get a strap on. I put 2 straps on when I'm moving bees, one going front to back, one going side to side, so they don't slip. You might want to wait in the car now, because there's a couple of bees just escaping on the sides.
Okay.
Save you getting yourself stung. Thanks, darling. Right, let's move the car around so we can load her on the back. But it had slipped off the floor, so there were some bees. You can see there aren't very many in that one. It was a weak hive, which is why I didn't take it to the heather. But the cheek of them.
I wonder what's on the other side of that gate.
Yeah, me too. People, hey? Can you believe that someone would, on a stick, steal your bees, but then also have the audacity to just leave them within a 5-minute drive away? Right, let's get out of the field and then we can have a look on some Google Earth and see where that gate leads to, and find out who owns the field and let the police know. But that just shows you how, having branded hives, I've been able to come here, find my beehive, see that it's mine, has my brand on it. If it wasn't branded, then how would I know that that's my hive? And you can't just go on someone else's field and start taking hives that could possibly be theirs because they equally bought theirs from thorns. It's not as if your bees have any chips on them or anything. May have brought a bee in with me. There we go. Anyway, let's get out of here. Thank you. The next day, so here we are. Now I've got to unload the bees and put them back in the home apiary, as unfortunately we're going to have to retire the apiary up at the woodland, which is a real shame. Thank you so much to Arthur, who gracefully gave us the opportunity to keep the bees up there in the first instance. It's not just because they've been stolen, but you know, obviously everything is at risk up there now. If someone is deciding to pinch the hives, then you know, we're either gonna have to put up some security cameras in the middle of a woodland, which is just, it just seems crazy and, you know, expensive, but it's just more, can't believe I'm having to do it, so I don't really want to do it. It is a 45-minute journey as well to the apiary, so every time I'm traveling there, it's 45 minutes there and 45 minutes back. And when you're busy in the throes of the summer, it is quite a long journey, but then every time I get there, the energy of the place just totally melts away the time, because it's just such a beautiful spot. But there we go. I suppose the criminals have ruined something else, but helped me to come to a hard conclusion anyway of perhaps I need to find an apiary closer to home, which I have done. And I will now place these bees into my home apiary, and when I bring everything back from the heather, I will split everything up and move some over to the new apiary in the organic apple orchard, and the remainder and the majority will stay here at home. Right, let's go and see how the bees have fared overnight, and let's get them positioned and opened up. What do you think of the new truck, by the way? Bit of Cymru there, the Welsh Dragon, and Staunton Park for bees. The black bee. Not bad, hey? So in the back, as you'll see, there is the crate that they had them positioned on, and the bees there all nicely strapped in, and there is the empty hive, which will get put to use because I'm going to be doing some splits soon, and I need to expand on some of my 6-frame nukes. So let's get them unpacked. What do you think of my sticker as well? Caution, live bees on board, and bees all over her face. Just let people know that obviously there are bees here, and they can go in the back if they want, but they may get stung in the face. They're available on the website if you want one. So brought them down in the apiary trailer now to the home apiary. Can never show this view too frequently. So they'll be having their nice drink down at the lake. The only danger I do have though is around this tree. There is a hornet's nest. Very active this morning. They're not the Asian hornet. You can see there that they are yellow. They're not black. The Asian hornet has a black body apart from the very final tip, and it has yellow legs. These ones have yellow bodies and black legs. But look at the activity, there's a lot in there. Okay, so she's sighted up now. I don't know what to expect with this one because obviously they've been taken away from me. I don't know how they were moved. They didn't have a strap on them. They could have split whilst they were moving them from my apiary to the stolen land. So I have to wait to see how they fly. So basically what happens is now I'm going to open up this sponge here once I've taken the strap off, and you will see the bees spiral out, and that's their way of creating their GPS coordinates to this point so they know where their home is. So let's crack on and get them opened up. There's the queen, you see her there? Beautiful to see. So we have a colony which has survived the theft. There is the queen. I don't mark my queens. I don't want to put them through any stress. I don't clip their wings. If they want to fly away, that's nature, they can fly away. But there you see her. Beautiful. She's saved. Now, I'm just going to have a look to see whether she's laying eggs. And I can see that she's laying eggs. See that grain of rice there? She's laying eggs. Which means that everything is okay. And the robbers would have had themselves a colony that would produce them honey next year. So we'll go on to why people would rob bees in a second once I put this back together again. Now unfortunately there's not a lot of activity there. That's actually another bee going in. Not from this hive. So let's open her up and see what's happened, because ordinarily I wouldn't open up a hive this early on, but look, the wasps are already going in. Ah, this isn't looking good. Let's get her open. Get the crown board off. Oh, there's some bees in here, look. A bit slow moving, which may mean they are hungry. I have to be gentle now moving this next section off. Okay, so we're now at the queen excluder. Wasps around. This stops the queen from coming up into the honey super to make sure there's no eggs that get laid into the honey. So we can see that there are bees on here, they're nice and calm, which suggests, because they are calm, that there is a queen in here. If there wasn't a queen in here, they'd be pretty angry. So I just want to see now, this one here looks like it may have the stores, the honey in it. Just want to see what sort of levels of stores they have and if they need to be fed. Not a lot of feed in these, are pretty empty. Some pollen there. Yeah, so I'll give these a feed up now with some 1-to-1 sugar solution. Great, there's a patch of brood there in the middle. And there's the queen. Sarah's the queen. There's the queen, you see her there? Beautiful to see. So we have a colony which has survived the theft. There is the queen. I don't mark my queens. I don't want to put them through any stress. I don't clip their wings. If they want to fly away, that's nature, they can fly away. But there you see her. Beautiful. She's saved. Now, I'm just going to have a look to see whether she's laying eggs. And I can see that she's laying eggs. See that grain of rice there? She's laying eggs. Which means that everything is okay. And the robbers would have had themselves a colony that would produce them honey next year. So we'll go on to why people would rob bees in a second once I put this back together again. The carpenter surveyor's hive that the bees have been shaken out of. Now this is very fitting because this was a split that I took from this hive. So this is the daughter of the carpenter surveyor's sponsored hive. So it's been doing very, very well here at my home apiary when I took the split because it was doing so well. You can see a number of bees in there that have been building up. So what I'm going to do is they're now ready to be moved into a bigger home. So they're going to go back to the family box. I'll transfer them in and the carpenter surveyor's legacy continues. So let's crack them open and have a look and welcome them to their new home. So just so you know, what happens is that they are GPS orientated to that hole. So we will close the entrance up, slide the hive across, and the bees will start to fly into the new box because it's not the box that's their home, it's the position that's their home. And then we'll transfer these frames across into here, giving them more room to be able to collect honey through this heat wave that we're about to start to experience just as the kids are going back to school. Typical, hey? Right, let's get going. So you can see it's a bustling box of bees there. A lot of them are obviously out at the moment hunting. So this is ready to be placed into its new home. Let's move them around. Close up the box. There we go. So there we go. The bees are all now going into their new home. Old box empty. Bees nicely settled. Carpenter surveyor's back in business. We'll get that sign back up, get the shop front going again. But look at that. They're all going back into their new home already, loving their new home. All is not lost. Let's get that entrance block on to stop the wasps. So you can see all of the bees that are out at the moment foraging. And they're all starting to come back now. They've been queuing up behind me whilst I've been undertaking the surgery. And they're all starting to go back into their new home. So the carpenter surveyor's bees, we split. We actually took 4. So this is one of those 4 that are now continuing on with the legacy. So the carpenter surveyor's bees, all is not lost. Only 1 was lost, but your 1 had actually multiplied up anyway. There were 5 in total. It's just mother has gone and succession and the family continue on the legacy bloodline. So there we go. Beautiful, isn't it, to watch, hey? Why do you do beekeeping? This is why. So there we go. The eagle-eyed viewer would have noticed that those ones are actually buckfast bees. They're not my black AMM bees. I do have a combination as I wanted to try out and see what worked best. Experiment. And those ones were a daughter of one of our other colonies that we had and one of our sponsored hives, as you know. So why would someone steal a hive? It's crazy, isn't it? Why would someone steal a hive? But they do have quite a lot of value in them. The bees themselves, you can sell bees, we sell bees, £300 for a 5-frame nucleus of bees with a queen. So there's £300 there for somebody. And then the hive itself, we sell bees in a beehive for £495. If you wanted to have the super on top to collect the honey and all of the wax frames, then you know you're upwards of £600 with us. But if you bought that hive brand new, you'll be looking at around about £500 for that hive at least. But we purchased the Thorns hives in a sale, and they need a little bit of work doing to them, so we did some carpentry work. So really it's saving somebody around about £800, £500 for a Thorns beehive, £300 for the bees. So you can see why they become attractive for people to steal. I think myself that must have been stolen by somebody local to where the bees were. They've obviously been walking through the apiary. They will have seen that they are there. They've probably been a beekeeper in the past and fancy their chances of becoming a beekeeper again, but are far more important than anybody else in the world, and therefore have a right to whatever is left lying around. And it's obviously been moved and left in a field which belongs to the same owner as the forest owner. So it's not technically taken from their land, but has been left very close to their house. So I have my suspicions who it was. It's very sad that people think that they're able to pinch from others, particularly when we're trying to do good for the world. But hey ho, such is life. People do spoil things, but you can see why people would want to steal bees, because you know there's good value in it. Plus there's honey, and it is yummy. Right, okay, great. Well, thanks very much for watching. Please do make sure that you hit that subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up, please, so that we can get this out. I want other beekeepers to know that bees are being stolen, and to be vigilant, and also to brand your hives. And any other tips that you've got, any other security tips, please do leave it down in the comments below. Thanks for watching.